he is the next Peyton Manning. Patrick Mahomes playing the small market. This really is the next Peyton Manning. Aaron Rodgers is probably included in that Peyton Manning list because, Peyton won 2 Super Bowls. He wasn't clutch all those years. And that's what Patrick Mahomes is that he is not the dynasty. Is more like the big giant failure who down the end of his career, right after 10 or 12 years, this is when is he ever going to win a ring? And he's going to be a guy who has a legacy of sticking it out with one franchise, really for one community in the small market of Kansas. He's the next Peyton Manning, just great talent in the regular season. He always loses in the playoffs. The most brilliant regular season player, he chokes in the playoffs. He's an ex Peyton Manning, and this guy's going to get ritually sacrificed. I mean, in some way, I still do believe these owners are white supremacists. I mean, what if they have this guy, Patrick Mahomes, African American, mixed race quarterback, dominates the league? Will the NFL white owners be happy with it? I don't think so. That's something you have to think about too when we're predicting the NFL for the next decade. Even though the Raiders do represent the diversity, but they also represent the privilege factor in that head coach and the quarterback are all black, and that's pretty much what is represented by Joe Biden, the current Democratic establishment class. Is that a lot of people out there that may say they have a set of values like being progressive, and they do the other thing. That's what he's doing, and that's what these owners are too. I mean, don't believe for a second that the Raiders are not going to become the next big dynasty. It's not going to be all of a sudden. There may be increments of struggle, and really, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are going to defeat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. It's like you cannot be the greatest of all time against this quarterback, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. I mean, they'll just say he lost to Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. He lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and that's pretty much what Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl over Patrick Mahomes would do. And Patrick Mahomes is in the shadow of these quarterbacks from a different era. And sort of is a big cloud that he has to get away from, really. Andy Reid may not be along potentially for another Super Bowl. If something does happen to Andy Reid, I mean, he's slimming down. He's getting good health, which is good. How long is Andy Reid going to do it? That's always a question. But we've seen how Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick and Bruce Arians have handled the day-by-day coaching jobs in the NFL, the day-by-day struggles. Well, Arians is not even in the office because he didn't believe in that. Bruce Arians believes that you should spend time with the family, all that there's no way that... Well, I saw a video of there's a calm guy saying the fact that he was going to get hurt against the Baltimore Ravens. Some guy in some TikTok video that my roommate showed me was saying very calmly, very articulately why he was going to get hurt against the Ravens, but he's not. Like, he said it very confidently, like he was a psychic. That was the surest thing that was going to happen was he was going to get injured against the Ravens, and it didn't happen. But it's possibly going to happen at some point this season. Be my guess. That's certainly possible. Though I think it could even happen next week against the Chargers. I think putting the Chargers right before Monday Night Football. I mean, are really going to send a 1-2 team from LA on Monday Night Football? I mean, this is why the Chargers are an upset pick for me this week. I'm going to go with the Chargers over the Kansas City Chiefs. I'd rather say they're in a very tough spot. I do like New England, for example, this week with the fact that the 12th loss for Bill Belichick since Tom Brady left would be against New England. And so I think the Patriots will not enter the game at 2-1 before they go on prime time on national TV. It will be a struggle for sure. But that's very clear what's going to happen. I think it's a white supremacy thing, I do believe, from the owners that you have Rodgers and Brady beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I mean, that'd be a secret white supremacist agenda going on in the National Football League. I mean, Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray are not going to win anything for the next few years at least. I mean, look at it. Look at what they're doing with their agenda right now. Tom Brady against Patty Mahomes was not the first start. I mean, the first start happened when they had Cam Newton lose to Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl, and that was number one. And that was just number two. Well, number three is that they've always played white quarterbacks for years. And Aaron Rodgers is a guy who's going to show exactly why he's very talented. That the Packers, despite their losses, were very consistent. The Packers had all the holding calls and all that because of the rigged agenda to put the Bucs in there. So the Packers have some skills, and there's something that the Packers need to work on. And the thing is that there is a psyop operation happening, and all the clues point to the Dallas Cowboys as being the team that's like the psyop pick they're supposed to jump on. Now, there are two teams. Number one, I'm not even going to say the Chiefs from last year. I'm going to say it's the Cowboys, and number two, the trap is the Rams, that all the Rams going to win in the home stadium. Now, that's trap number two, but Stan Kroenke already made it to the Super Bowl. Stan Kroenke don't care about winning. Got to legitimize the Chargers. This is why the Chiefs going to lose. This is why we're seeing big things with the Raiders, that we see people jumping on the Raiders now, I think. And obviously, most of the people going for before the season was the Bucs. So that's the team that all that is coming into play here. That seven-headed beast is going to go down. That's going to make them a lot, you know. And Messi may not play against Man City. He will against Man City in the Champions League. I think that goes representative of the fact that they're trying to win Champions League. PSG, the riddle is there for the goal against Man City. I do believe that there is a riddle for Juventus to win the Champions League. When the first win of the year happened in the Champions League, it's like that's what they're focusing on this year. Obviously, the rigged matches, the rigged penalties, the rigged refs. I believe the players purposely threw the match against Milan. I don't know what they were doing, not going out for the second goal. What the hell was going on there? I mean, I think the players don't care about the league. I mean, they've scored the first goal every game against Napoli. Juve did against Milan. Juve did against Udinese. Juventus did. I mean, look at that. Cyber operation. So the Rams were number one. I kind of already explained to you why. I mean, the biggest thing is the fact that the Detroit Lions are losers, man. It's Matthew Stafford. He ain't never won no playoff game yet. When is he going to do that? He hasn't done so. He's like the next Sam Dalton. You know, see him a big choke in the postseason. Putting all them jazz on freaking Matt Stafford. I mean, the guy play on the Lions. You don't know if he's going to, make it long. So that is the Rams. Home Super Bowl jinxes and home Super Bowl injuries come in, and Matt Stafford is out for the year. I think Matt Stafford's going to get knocked out for the year or something like that. That happened to the Cardinals. I mean, they'll call it karma or whatever. That what goes around comes around. That backup quarterbacks was why Cardinals did not win they get a chance for Larry Fitzgerald to win the Super Bowl last year. And this year we see it happening the other way. We see it affecting the Rams. So hopefully that's what Monday Night Football at University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale in December is all about. It's about the Cardinals winning the division or they're clinching a last postseason spot. That's what the Monday Night Football is all about. I think the Cardinals even take the division this year. I think there's a plan to put the Chargers to have them a quick start. I think the first loss of the year for the Raiders and former defensive coordinator of the Chargers, Gus Bradley. What's going to happen against L.A.? It could be the first loss of the year. I hope the Raiders win, but you never know if they're trying to legitimize an L.A. team that can compete with Vegas. That's how rigged it'd be. The Raiders win this week, and the Raiders lose their first game against the Chargers. It's all rigged. It's all the hoax. A psyop operation is the Dallas Cowboys, my friend. The Dak Prescott gets hurt and comes back and wins. White supremacists can only do that if it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, oh, I'm quitting, and oh, I'm going to stay, and Aaron Rodgers is going to win the Super Bowl. Some reason that if white supremacist league hate them black quarterback and Dak Prescott, even though Dak's going to win, basically get shamed a little bit. But Dak will win the Super Bowl because all them people are hating on him and saying that look at him, Dak Prescott. And this guy had a brother and a mom pass away, Dak Prescott. And this guy comes in the fourth round, unproven, comes in and becomes one of the best pocket passers in the league, which I think we need to hold on to pocket passers. And that's why I like Dak Prescott. That's why I don't want the game to be completely taken over by dual threats. I like seeing different styles of quarterbacking in the NFL. Just seeing dual threats and seeing pocket passers with a little bit of a athletic mobility in the pocket. And so, the 35th season of the Cowboys is about Prescott. Now, Dak having gematria of 7, that could be Mike McCarthy's seventh playoff win, a seventh playoff win since 1996 or whatever. The year Cowboys won the Super Bowl. It could happen that way. Jerry Jones from Los Angeles. That's what's going to get people to jump on that. There's a Cowboys 56-yard field goal over at the stadium of Super Bowl 56. Dallas Cowboys. They will be a team that's in the final equation. I've always liked Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy will win a Super Bowl. For Mike McCarthy, I do believe it's going to be 13 years later for Mike McCarthy with the Dallas Cowboys. And they will be shamed. Dallas Cowboys will be like, oh, we can beat the Dodgers. We can beat them. We can beat the freaking... Well, the Packers will be good because it's a toss-up. Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers is the next big rivalry in the NFC. They're going to put the Cowboys up against the Packers. Obviously, Packers will be Dallas next year. This year, I can think Dallas could beat them if the script calls for it. Although we have to see if they've got any plans for Cardinals against Brady, and Brady beats the Cardinals or something like that. Or Bruce Arians beats the Cardinals, whatever. Beats the guy who really succeeded him. Some good storylines there, potentially for the playoffs. Or J.J. Watt comes into Wisconsin and defeats the Packers. Big J.J. Watt, the Cardinals coming on the road, Who knows? Or if the Packers have to, be good. If Arizona travels to Green Bay or something like that, it's a Cardinals Bucks NFC Championship game. That'd be really crazy if the NFL is all hyping up Kyler Murray. You got to think that one brother's going to win a Super Bowl when they're in the conference championship week. If you put Lamar in the AFC championship game with Kyler Murray, then you get the hype train going all across the country, But Derek Carr's their guy. He is going to win the Super Bowls. This guy will show exactly why he's been underappreciated, why he is the next Troy Aikman. Patrick Mahomes, great regular season player. Derek Carr, gets the privilege. He gets the Super Bowls. It'd be pretty tragic if Patrick Mahomes doesn't get a scripted second Super Bowl. But in my view, for Patrick Mahomes, it may come in Super Bowl 64 after getting sacrificed by the GOAT. And coming in as like a Joe Montana storyline with the mountain to climb against Tom Brady. And it ain't going to end very, very well for him. I mean, Derek Carr will win 3 rings. Who knows if there's plans for a 4th ring or if the NFL wants the 7 to come into play. And who knows? And when the 7 Super Bowls come, that the Armageddon is coming when the beast comes in, and we see a further decline of American middle class. With the kind of beastly international corporates that are in charge of world governments across the world, including this one. Billionaires, rule the political systems. So those kind of people exist in the NFL when they're all concerned about the money. They've made the game less violent. They've made breathing a penalty. I mean, basically make as less contact as possible. We do know that games are scripted and thrown and sometimes given to the mob, according to FBI reports that Brian Tooley requested through the Freedom of Information Act privilege exception there. And we know that certain great stories happen where there's a giant upset of Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, that Jerome the bus pass rides the bus home and he wins the Super Bowl at his home state. Do you know about the Saints and Katrina? Yeah, we're all recovered from Hurricane Katrina. The people are back. And then you get undefeated Patriots. Patriots dominate, need to win the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. New England Patriots. All ISIS is the Raiders. This is why the Oakland Raiders are going to be bad. Mark Al Davis always are going to move the team to LA to expand the brand of the Raiders. Them smart, strategic businessmen, of course, they're going to take advantage of that. With that Jewish background, that cutting business moves, the Davis family, and you see how Al Qaeda represented the Raiders. So that's why the Raiders were bad all those years. And now the script is going to flip around. I don't know if the Raiders represents America getting invaded or anything like that, but I do know that it represents the fact that we're a more diverse culture. And that's what the Raiders represent, is diversity. And that's what we're seeing more during the next decade in this country. And that's why the Raiders are the dynasty here, is that Trent really is moving to a new direction. The move to Vegas is completed. Vegas is expanding, obviously. And the West is expanding. That's where the the uh, the growth for expansion, the potential for expansion with all the open space compared to the East. First two quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl in a 22-week format. It is on. Both number 12s defeat number 15, Patrick Mahomes. He's 0-2 in the Super Bowl. He's Peyton Manning. Like, oh, he beat Rex Grossman. Oh my God, he beat Grossman in the Super Bowl. A man had choke on us. Well, we can say the same thing. Tom Brady lost to a backup quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, in the Super Bowl. What is going on? Patrick Mahomes. That's who he only beat, is Jimmy Garoppolo. Who did he beat in the Super Bowl? So they're gonna say the same thing about it. This guy's gonna go on a Peyton Manning trajectory in his career. The Super Bowls, the potential, and he doesn't do it. He's the next Peyton Manning, great regular season player. NFL says you cannot win the Super Bowls because you're a scripted character. Derek Carr, golden boy, white privilege, white nationalist, supremacist owners. He is the chosen golden boy. And so that's what's going to happen. It's the Raider fan. It's Derek Carr. Right person, right time, under the circumstances to lead the franchise to victory. And I do believe that Derek Carr's got the element of quarterbacking, of making the right reads and having a laser of an arm to go in and be a championship quarterback, or making the right reads before and after the snap. It's no reason. That's the best reason why he's on my roster. 13% of fantasy footballers have the quarterback with the most passing yards after torching the Ravens and the Steelers. Going up against the Ravens and the Steelers, and you're number one in the league in passing yards. I think this guy's going to go on a Tom Brady kind of Joe Montana game. It don't matter if he's hurt or whatever, that he's cool, he's all good, he can play through all that he's all ready to go. Derek Carr does that, and then I think on Monday, I think Dak Prescott has to do it, because don't forget, I have Dak Prescott on my team. I've got Derek Carr, my fantasy team, part-time baller. Amari Cooper, put him in the national TV. You've got Dak Prescott in there and get you 340 passing yards. He's doing really great with Mike McCarthy. He has a fresh start. He doesn't have a prima donna or whatever, Aaron Rodgers or whatnot. Maybe Aaron Rodgers need a new environment. Maybe that's why the Cowboys going to have the first taste of success before the Packers come in. And then Mike McCarthy shows exactly why he's going to win. That's what's going to happen. This Packers Cowboys rivalry is really big in terms of the next couple of years. Obviously the West keeps it interested in Kyla and the 49ers and Seattle. Don't know how that's going to be with Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. I mean, the defense is bad. Trenches are bad. I mean, there is room for the Vikings to get a win to stay in the NFC North hunt. Because the Packers probably lose to the 49ers, so this means the Vikings can stay in the hunt. That'd be a big win if they beat Seattle. The 49ers can end the Seahawks dynasty. Those things are going to happen. But don't doubt for the fact that Vegas will win. A repeat will happen. A repeat will happen at some point. May not happen early on. May happen a little later with a little bit of parity and uncertainty and in terms of outcomes of AFC representatives in the Super Bowl. I mean, you're supposed to doubt the Vegas Raiders. You're supposed to get the coin back when Vegas loses in the playoffs. And this is why Vegas will not win, in my opinion, until 4 Super Bowls later, in Super Bowl 60 and Super Bowl 61. I think towards the end of the decade is when the Raiders complete the dynasty. And then Gruden can retire, whatnot. Derek Carr's got three rings. Who knows if the Raiders win their 7th Super Bowl? They tied Tom Brady. The Patriots have 6, 7. I mean, who knows if the Raiders are the team chosen to get 7 Super Bowls? We got to see where the plan takes us. But definitely a Raider dynasty is on with a repeat. Looks like 6 could be the max. Could be. Got to go check up on a 7th one. But that team's the Raiders. Maybe the Cowboys come and win 2 Super Bowls during the decade. The Dak wins 2 Super Bowls. Got to see what the NFL agenda is. Because obviously there's Cardinals and Chargers are going to be Super Bowl teams. But the team that's going to get the bigger shares of the victory is going to be the team in Vegas, baby. The Raiders. Raiders! And yeah, Dak is my guy, so go get him, Those are the teams. They're gonna win. People hate them, man. They're gonna go win. People hate Aaron Rodgers, man. They're gonna win now. It's like the whole hating Tom Brady kind of thing. And voila, that's what you get.